What's up, y'all? It's AJ Simmons, the cleaning business GOAT. And back towards the end of 2023, maybe beginning of 2024, I got interviewed by fellow YouTuber, Miss Jazmine Tates. Shout out to Jazmine. And when she interviewed me, she actually interviewed me on my platform. And I sent it over to her for her to edit and upload it. But for whatever reason, that video never came out. So I inquired with her about it. She said that she was going to put it up later, but it still hasn't come out. And I thought it was a good interview. So I said, I'm going to go ahead and put it out for you guys myself instead. And she said that she will put it up. I don't know when she's putting it up, but I do have the content. I own it. So here it is. Hopefully you get a lot of gain from it. Appreciate y'all for watching.
Hey, you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jazmine Tates. And as you guys can see, I have a super special guest. He doesn't even really need an introduction because I'm sure if you guys Googled anything regarding cleaning business, you found him, okay? Because his videos are everywhere, all right? But I have the privilege of chatting today with AJ Simmons. And I was sharing with him, you guys, before we even started, I was like, when I first started trying to tap into this YouTube video, I super stalked his video. And I was like how much of a fan I have been to be able to watch him and his growth, because I've been watching for a long time. All right. And now he's on our platform being able to share his information. And you guys, just like the past interviews that I've done, it's going to be super casual. I just really want you guys to be able to see, and we're going to talk about the success, but I want to also share the beginning part, right? To be able to see the relatableness of those that are just starting this industry. When you guys look at us, you guys may assume that we got it all together, but we did not start that way. Okay. So we have Mr. AJ Simmons. Thank you so much for taking the time. We've been trying to get this meetup for a minute, and I just so appreciate you being like, cool about the little gap and pause, because your girl had COVID and it took me out. Like,
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Totally out. First time I ever had COVID. I hear about it, see about it, of course, but for me, and I was like, yo, this is what they were talking about. Like I got hit by a truck, they backed up and did it again, and backed up and did it again. That's what it felt like. That was
Wow.
my
Yes,
experience.
yeah, I haven't had a chance to have it hit me that hard. So, but I'm so glad that you recovered and you're back,
Wow.
all is well. And I
Yes.
just thank you for inviting me on for the interview.
Yes, yes. So AJ, tell us a little bit about yourself to start off with. Just tell us who you are, what you're currently doing, and then we'll take the path going backwards in a little bit.
Okay, cool. So I'll try to keep it brief and not go too far back. So I'm AJ Simmons. I'm founder of the Clean Biz Network. Here at Clean Biz Network, basically our goal is just to help people start and grow cleaning companies. We have our own software, so to help you run your cleaning company, as well as we do coaching and other things like that.
Nice. And you have a conference coming up.
We do. We have the Clean Biz Network Conference. It'll be on February the 28th, 2024 through March 1st. All right. So make sure you pull up if you're interested in that. The link is www.cbnconference.com.
Awesome. So you guys, I had to say that because he does all the things. Like he just said it so minorly, like, yeah, we have some trainings and a course. And no, y'all, he's big time. Okay. So I love the humbleness, but I need y'all to understand the caliber of who we're chatting with on today. And when we were chatting on Instagram, I looked at the conference dates, and I have another conference that I'll be hosting with my church that same weekend. So I won't be able to make it, but I'm definitely going to try for the next one. Like when we were chatting on a Clubhouse, I was saying like how I'm such an introvert. I just like staying in my bubble. But this year, my goal is to get out and like actually network. So next one, I'll be at the next one.
Okay, cool.
You shared with us, your company. Now tell us a little bit, how did you start? Like, what made you start a cleaning business out of everything that you could possibly do?
Yeah, so it was because I was working for this guy named Pops, right? So when I was a teenager, me and all my friends back in the day, we worked for this guy named Pops, and basically Pops had a cleaning franchise. So that was my first time, like my first job. I worked for Liberty Tax when I was 14. Then I worked for a grocery store called Farm Fresh at 16. But all of those are white corporations pretty much.
Yeah.
So when I finally worked for Pops, he was a black guy and he's paying us in checks. And I'm like, wait a minute. This is a real business. Like, he ain't just getting us cash. This is a company.
Right.
So I got curious. Right. And I'm like, wait a minute. How did you do that? Then he driving his Audi, right? So I thought the Audi was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Then he had the downtown high-rise condo, and then he had a lot of women. So I'm like, this guy I don't know what
Right.
he's doing, but he got something figured out. You know what I mean? So I had to ask him. I was like, well, how do I get started? Like, how do I do what you're doing, basically? And he was like, you
Mhm.
just get enough money and you invest in it. And I was like, so you don't have to go to college or nothing? He was like, no, you just do it. So once
Mhm.
I found that out, I always knew that once I came across some money, I was going to buy me a cleaning franchise. Now, obviously, fast forward, I ended up getting away from the
Yeah.
franchise model and going the independent route. But that's what made me get into the cleaning business.
Okay. So you were cleaning for him. How long after you were cleaning from him that you started your own?
A very long time. So when I first started cleaning for him, I think it was right before I turned 18. And so what
Okay.
I did was I got into some legal trouble. So
Mhm.
what I did to try to get out of that basically was I went into the military. And so
Okay.
I had my public defender and my mom, they went to court on my behalf, explained that I was going to basic training. And so they dropped all my charges, thank God. And so
Okay.
went in the military. And I also went in the military because I wanted to get that enlistment bonus. So they gave
Yeah.
like a enlistment bonus. And so I already knew before I went in, all right, I'm gonna use this enlistment bonus money to buy this
I know
franchise
it's
when I get
dope.
out. So
You
I
already
went
had
away
the
for probably
plan.
about a year, you know what I mean? And that was my whole plan. So I would say from the time I stopped working for him to the time I actually invested, it was probably maybe a year and a half.
Okay. So like did you get a chance, an opportunity to see how he ran the back end of
Absolutely.
that?
Yeah, absolutely not. So I wasn't even the guy, right? So it was actually my homeboy Monte, rest in peace. He put me on to Pops, and him Pops was like almost like his adopted dad, almost. That's how he kind of
Okay.
treated him. He was kind of growing my boy Monte up for, to be the next guy. But he wasn't, I guess he just wasn't fit for, entrepreneurship at the time. He
Yeah.
wasn't thinking like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So me, on the other hand, I was more inquisitive about it. I wanted to know about it. And so but no, I never got to see. I was like the friend of the friend. Me and Pops rarely
Yeah.
even talk. I asked him that one
Okay.
question at one time, but that was pretty much it.
Hey, but look, that question, I mean, profited really well though, right? Sometimes it just
Absolutely.
takes asking one question. I hear that all the time, but like to hear you say that, like, yo, that was like the $1 million question.
Yeah.
So like when you actually went into business for yourself, was it what you expected? Did you have any, like bumps in the road? Like what did that process look like with you just starting, even in the franchise space?
Yeah, so it was horrible in the beginning. So my first franchise, I was 19 when I bought it, and I tell y'all, man, my
How
first
was
very
it?
first contract, it was like a what it was, it's like a medical building. So it was like a children's
Okay.
clinic. And it was a
Okay.
nice size contract. I think we was getting like 2 grand and some change a month for it.
Okay.
And we would just tear that building up, man. Like I would go out there, but I had no idea what I was doing. A lot
Yeah.
of y'all think that y'all gonna get a franchise because they'll train you better. I didn't get any cleaning training at
Yeah.
all at this particular location. Maybe some of them do, but the one I went to, they didn't teach me how to clean. And so I was just in that building every night, lost. I was just completely lost. I'm smearing up all of the windows, and I'm thinking, it's clearly clean. You can see I wiped it, right? And so I'm
Right.
mad at them for being mad at me for messing up their windows. And so it was just a lot, man. And then also I would skip. Like after a while, you get tired and be like, all right, we didn't used to take this long when I used to work for Pops. I think I've been in here long enough. I'm out. And it's like, no,
Okay.
you didn't even, I was skipping stuff. And so, but anyway, so but somehow that lady liked me though. I always been a great talker, luckily for me. So the lady that was in charge of that hospital, she kept me on for at least I would say maybe 4 or 5 months. And then after a while, I started to realize, all right, I'm gonna lose this contract if I don't fix it. So I made a
Yeah.
deal with another franchise owner to trade accounts. And so I traded them my one sizable account for like 4 of their smaller ones and
Okay.
made that happen. But anyway, to answer your question though, is it definitely wasn't what I expected. I was horrible at it. I didn't realize, that it was serious. It's not just you go in after night after hours and you just do a little basic cleaning, you get out of it.
Yeah.
It's like you actually have to learn how to clean properly. And it's like even though I learned some under Pops, I didn't know everything because Pops would put us
Yeah.
in sections. Like, I would just just
Oh,
vacuum.
okay.
Somebody
Yeah.
else wiping down, somebody else's dust. So I didn't really know how to clean it. It took for me to go, subcontract for other franchise owners and other cleaning business owners who actually took the time to show me how to clean. So just the cleaning part alone, I actually had no idea what I was doing, but time kind of showed me. And I lost that franchise. I sold it and I started a barbershop, and then I really didn't get good in the cleaning business until I got back in my mid 20s, and that's when I left.
Okay.
I was with Coverall that time, and I bought back in with Jam Pro as another
Okay.
franchise. And then when I got with them, I was a completely different person. I was aware of self-help books by that then, had a
Wow.
completely different mentality. I became a student. They actually did teach me how to clean. I will give them that credit. And so it was a lot better experience from that. And I ended up winning that
Yeah.
franchise owner of the year award after that one as well.
Yeah. So you had to do some growing up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Which, I always say that entrepreneur will find a way to grow us up. I
Yeah.
used to do these like motivational morning talks. Like I would get on like at 5, 6 in the morning, because I'm just such a firm believer that working on you is working
Mhm.
on your business, because it takes another level of mindset to be an entrepreneur. Like you just can't just like you say your friend, like it maybe wasn't meant for him, maybe something else was meant for him, because it takes another level of mindset to be able to handle the stress and the pressure and the ups and downs, and knowing that you're working for something greater, even if you don't see the profits of how you expect for the profits. Nowadays, people expect for them to start a business and tomorrow to see 6 figures in their bank
Facts.
account. The whole
Facts.
thing. And it doesn't work like that. It's a process of being able to get to that level, right? So you were cleaning. How long did you actually clean in your business?
Wow. That's so I guess let's do combined. So the first stint when I had that first franchise for 3 years, I did it all of those 3 years. Then when I sold that franchise and I was still like subbing for like freelance cleaning pretty much for
Mhm.
other contractors. So you got those years in between. I said that was another 3 years. Then when I finally bought back in with Jam Pro, okay, I cleaned. Actually, so by then I read Rich Dad Poor Dad and I knew that I should be
Oh,
doing the cleaning. So I
yeah.
hired from day one. So I kind of came
Okay.
in doing it that way. But what happened was it was working for the smaller contracts, but once we got this big contract, I could not keep people in it, and it was a daytime account, so I had to make a
Yeah.
decision to quit my job. Once I quit my job, I was cleaning again. So
Mhm.
another 3 years again, cleaning, doing all the cleaning, even though I knew I wasn't supposed to be in, I had to get out of the field, but it was another three. So I guess altogether, you could say I cleaned for about 9 years, and then I
Okay.
finally, picked a date and said, you know what? On this date, I'm not cleaning no more, and I'm putting people in it. And I'll tell you what, when I did that, I was relying on that money, so I took a big hit on personal bills,
Yeah.
had a lot of debt. Cars got repoed, but at least I had the system now. You know what I mean? At least I wasn't cleaning, so I freed myself and was able to kind of go from there. But that's how I say 9 years before I finally learned to wake up and stop doing the cleaning.
Yeah. I love that because it's like you bet on yourself.
Yeah,
You know
absolutely.
what I mean? And being an entrepreneur is all about betting on yourself. Like
Yeah,
I know that I have the drive, the determination, because entrepreneur, you might lose some things, right?
right.
I not every day you're sitting on the high horse. There has been a lot of oodles and noodles nights trying to be an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
am I gonna pay my booking platform, or am I gonna pay my cleaner? Because I need her to come back to do the job, right? But I love that because it just shows such transparency. Some entrepreneurs, they have this false identity of what it's like to be an entrepreneur, right? They
Yeah,
see successful entrepreneurs years after they put in the work. Like they're only get a chance to see like the tip of the iceberg, but not the big colossal mountain that's hidden by the water of all the work that we had to put in. So like when you became the boss, the CEO, and you put other people in place, what did that transition look like for you? Was it like learning a whole new systems or implementing things, or what did that transition?
yeah. It looked like broke, right? Like I said, because
Bro.
a lot of the money that I was keeping by cleaning myself, now I had
Yeah,
to pay it out. So that was the first thing. So another thing that happened right after I did that was because I was burned out. I was cleaning so many years, and I'm
yeah,
just starting to not to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And this was before, I built out Clean Biz Network and started interviewing all these other successful people. So I was kind of like wondering, is it even possible to make money in this industry? I was starting to wonder if I was even in the right industry anymore. So
mhm,
I was starting to kind of gear up to sell my franchise. And
mm,
what happened was I got an opportunity to Jampro offered me a job pretty much. And so they
okay,
was like, well, and I was like, well, I'll take it, but I don't want to be here. I wanted to get away from my hometown. I just wanted a fresh start. My wife she always wanted to leave that town anyway. So we got an offer Jampro offered for me to be a franchise consultant because they saw my YouTube videos. Even though I didn't have Clean Biz Network or anything yet, I was always on YouTube from the beginning, at least since
Okay.
2014, just talking about, getting money pretty much, or just mindset and how I changed my life around and got out the streets and that type of stuff. And so the franchises saw those videos and they offered me a job. Like, hey, I think you'll be good working for us. And so I took the job. They moved us down to Florida, and so that was kind of really the real changing point once I became like that CEO role, because I
Yeah.
wasn't really making a ton of money at that time. I mean, the company was
Yeah.
still doing six figures, but I mean, what's low $100,000 in a company is not that
Right.
much when you paying out
Yeah.
50%, and then you got a franchise taking a percentage. So once I did get that going, they moved down to Florida, so the company's still running in Virginia. I'm now living in Florida. And once I took that job working for them, they got a stable salary. I think they were paying me like 40, 50,000 a year. That was kind of when I finally got on my feet, and it was like, okay,
Okay.
now I can breathe. Now we got a
Now you
company
can breathe.
going over here. We got some set salary to pay these bills going. And that was kind of when it really changed for me. Then I ended up selling the company to my brother, because after working for the franchise, being a franchise owner, I started to realize, you know what? Everything that they doing for people, I can do and help people do and start their companies, but without all of the franchise fees.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of what I realized. All right, I'm quitting the Jam Pro job, getting rid of the franchise. I sold that to my brother, who had just came home from prison not too long before I sold it to him. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's when I kind of moved forward and started Clean Biz Network. But I knew, and see, Clean Biz Network was very easy for me to scale because I had already did it, with
Yeah.
the cleaning business. So I already knew, whatever you decide to do with this new company, just make sure you have systems in place from the beginning. I don't care
Yeah.
what you got to do. Don't live off the money. Don't try to cold call yourself for the lead generation service. Don't try to, whatever service that we offer, don't do it yourself. Hire people from day one. And if you got to go Uber to pay the personal bills, if you got to get another job to pay the bill, do that. But don't try to live off the company too early. So, but once I
Yeah.
figured it out, I guess, because I'm trying to figure out, all right, how can I tie this back to your question? Once I kind of put that CEO head on, though,
Yeah.
um, it pretty much, it was just like, from now on, I know that anything that I do, in order for me to grow, in order for me to scale any business, just always think, okay, how much can I pay somebody else to do it, and
Yeah.
never think, me going out ever to do the physical work.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, I love it because I can, like, as you're explaining the path of your journey,
Yeah,
like I could see the mindset change, like as you're
yeah,
like describing each scenario, and it's like each process, and the higher you get, I can just tell like the growth of your mindset from like the based on the choices that you're now making, right?
right,
Because that's basically what it is, like a lot of people now, they may read some mindset books and they may, indulge in various things, but wisdom is knowledge applied.
right,
So if we're not applying what we're learning, then we're still just stuck in cycles. You know what I
right,
mean? Like just doing the same thing, expecting different results. And I love it because I was talking to somebody else, and you know, with growing the CEO Cleaning Academy, uh, people are asking, like, how did it grow so fast? Or like, what did you do different? And oh no, you just didn't see the past 10 companies that I tried that failed.
right,
You know what I mean? Like you just didn't see all the failures because they're like long and gone. I basically took lessons and nuggets from every single thing and applied it. And that's
right,
what you did with starting the CBN. So it was like, oh yeah, I've been doing the CBN. I just had to take all the knowledge that I have,
there
put it
you go.
together in this pot, and then actually implement it, but put the right people in place to implement those things.
There you go.
Uh, and that's so important because that is a CEO hat. Like it's the power of delegation.
Right,
And sometimes we think that we can keep more by doing the things. But if you're not well at doing those things, you're going to end up paying somebody to fix what you messed up. And then
right,
they got to come back and do it.
absolutely,
Uh, so it's such an amazing story because it was not an overnight success. But that
absolutely,
process, I think back to my process. And of course, there's some things that I wish I could have skipped over and some
yeah,
things that I wish I wouldn't have to endure, but I don't know if I would have the same outcome that I
right,
have now if I didn't have to go through the things that I went through, my childhood, and growing up as a young adult, as a young mom, as a young wife, like all of those things, good choices and bad,
yeah,
built me into who I am. So I just really love the transparency. So when you became the boss of the
Okay.
boss of delegating all the things, right? Like how did you like what was the turning point to scale your cleaning side? Like what was that turning point to where like you started seeing higher six figures, seven figures?
Yeah. So, well, let's be clear. I never hit seven figures as a cleaning
Okay.
business owner. So I did
Okay.
do it with the Clean Business Network, but never as a cleaning business owner. And so,
Okay.
but can you repeat the original question though? But I want to make sure we do all
Yeah.
transparency though.
Yeah. Like what was that turning point to like where
Yeah.
where now your cleaning business was actually seeing like real profits?
Yeah, so I guess the real turning point was the fact that I put in plan A, plan B, plan C. And the fact once I moved to Florida, it was like, because when I was still there, yeah, I had a system in place and okay, things are running without me, right? But
Mm-hmm.
if somebody calls out, I gotta go. And so
Right.
my threat was always, listen, you can't, no days, no call, no shows is automatic fire because if you don't
Yep.
go, I gotta go. And if I gotta go, why are you here? So that always kept people kind of
Yeah.
showing up for work. And I had to go. But see, once I moved to Florida, that's a 9 hour drive. I can't
Mm.
go if they don't go tonight. So that was the real shift. It was more so like, okay, always have plan B, C, D, whatever to cover if somebody calls out. And then if you don't have that, okay, well, then what do we do? And so it's like,
Okay.
having those tough conversations with the customers and being prepared to have those conversations, being prepared to, send a credit on the invoice if we got to send a credit on the invoice, right?
Yeah.
Reclean all of those stuff. It's basically just more so thinking like chess, like so many steps ahead in case something falls through. And that was the biggest thing. It's like thinking more long term. Stop thinking about how much can I get off this contract today and start thinking about, okay, well, how can we ensure that we keep this contract for the next 5 years versus,
Yeah.
trying to get rich off of one contract, or how can we get more contracts? You know what I mean? So little stuff like that. It was more so thinking more long term.
I love that. I know when I was cleaning myself, like when I first pulled myself out, because I knew like I was trying to take client calls and take lead calls while cleaning and like getting caught up and turning down bad job, other jobs. So that's when I knew that I couldn't grow my business working in it, that I really needed to be out of the business to grow it. And what was that? Oh, so then I was like, okay, I'm not cleaning more. So I did like you did. I set the date. Look, today's the last day. I'm not doing it no more. But I was always that safety net fallback person if somebody was a no-show. And so I can be out. And so I would always keep my kit in my car. So
Right.
I would get the call and I'd be like, honey, I got to go drop the kids off. I don't know where you at, but I got to drop the kids off. I got to go and I would be doing that all the time. I'm like, yo, hold on. They taking me for granted. Like they just
Right.
know if they don't show up, I'm going to come do it. So then I put in that good old, oh, no show, no fire. Like, don't even call me if you're a
Right.
no-show because you're
Right.
already let go. And but the thing was like in my mind, I was so scared of losing the money or losing the client or getting a bad review, them threatening to leave a bad review, that I didn't even attempt to ask them for a reschedule. I'd be like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm on the way. I'm so sorry, I'm on the way. And I don't even give them a discount. I'd be like, I'm so sorry, I'll give you 15% off. I'm on the way. I'm
Yep.
like 30 minutes out. I'm on the way. Right. And I'd be like, yo. And then my husband was like, because I actually could not make it. Like I would think I was like far all the way on the side of Dallas. And he's like, did you see if you could just reschedule and have like Jesse do it? I'm like, no, like what if they say no? Like, well, you
Right.
don't even know. So I called the client and I'm like, hey, Mr. Smith, I'm so sorry. My cleaner, she, something happened. She's not able to make it. Can we reschedule? Oh, yeah, that's no problem. I'm like, what? Really? He's
Right.
like, yeah,
That easy.
it's no problem. Just give me a call back and let me know when you can make it. Like, okay. So
Right.
after that, I was like, oh shoot, we always doing that. But it was the mindset. I was so fearful. I allowed them to like hold me in this chokehold of like losing a client, losing money. And I
Yeah.
had to understand, like, I can't do business like that. Like,
Yeah, it's not
so
scalable. And I think
yeah,
too that's a good mindset to have initially, right? Because we want to have it to the point where it's like we set the precedence of like
yeah,
we never miss out. We don't call out. That's for a regular job. It's my business.
yeah,
We ain't taking no days off, right?
right.
I think it's good
And
to
those
have,
days off.
especially
Yeah,
right, and to get those initial reviews, because we don't want our first review to be 1 star. They didn't show up, right?
right.
But I think once you establish that reputation, Then at that point, all right, now we know, hey, if we got to reschedule, we'll reschedule, but I'm not going out. You know what I mean? So I think you
Yeah.
kind of develop into that though. But like you said, it's a mindset that you grow into.
Yeah. No, definitely. So are all of your cleaners right now, are they contractors or W-2?
So contractors, and I want to be clear again. So Clean Biz Network is not a cleaning company. So
No,
I
yes,
sold my
yes.
cleaning company. Right. So I do have
Oh, so you
one
no
cleaning
longer have
contract. And, right. So I sold my cleaning company in 2018 to my brother.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
so Clean Biz Network is actually we do a lot of different things, but if we had to classify it as one, I would say it's a software company because it
Okay.
the recurring subscriptions to our software is like the main bulk of it. But we a
Mhm.
lead generation company, software company, coaching company, and e-commerce company where we ship the equipment for the starter kits. So,
Nice.
but
I
I
love
do
and I
have one cleaning contract, and I just bought that from a CBN member. They wanted to get out of the business, and so I just bought the
okay.
contract from them since they were right here locally. And so we
Yeah.
operate that. I don't even the check just comes in every month, and I don't even inspect it or anything. I got a subcontractor out there that I met when I was a franchise consultant here for Jam Pro.
Mhm.
He been doing it for me, and he just been taking care of it.
Nice. That's awesome. So like I know like I sold my like the one that I really grew really really big. I sold that right after the pandemic. Um and then I'm just about to launch a new one. So
Okay.
I partnered with some students and like a other person, like a business partner with some other companies, but like me solely running my own, I think I'm about to start. I have a little bug itch to
Right.
like have a little bug itch. I
You and
want
me
to.
both do.
You have an itch?
Yeah, I really do, and I've been having it for like years now, but I'm always dropping something new, and I keep getting
Yeah,
distracted. Like right now, the big thing is taking up my time. Obviously, the conference, so I got to get past
yeah,
February for that. But then I'm relaunching my other app. It's like a lower version. It's more affordable because, like you said earlier, if you got to pay your person or pay for your software, you can probably choose
yeah.
paying for your person. So I made a cheaper version, which is calculated clean, and it's just
Okay,
a mobile app where people can subscribe to it and it's bidding calculator, proposal generator, that type of stuff, the basics pretty much.
nice.
But so I'm kind of locked in on that. And then I also got a new leads program where it'll be like subscription based and it's for more bigger companies we're kind of targeting. And so I keep doing new things like that. And so it's keep taking my time, but I definitely got the itch. I want to get back out there,
Yeah,
especially with that one check keep coming in every month and I ain't
yeah.
doing nothing for it. You know what I mean? So,
That residual, no, it's so what I had to do, because I do have the itch. I have a VA company, so I brought on a co-owner because I just couldn't do
yeah,
all the things at the same time. And I was like, hey, we should start another like a company ourselves.
yeah,
And so that's literally the only way that I'm able to do this because I'm not doing it solo. But I was like, I have an itch. And I've been on the phone every single morning with like our VAs, making sure that they got their hires. We got like 5 hires, like cool, turn all the ads on. Let's go. Let's
right.
go. Because I want to see that with all of the knowledge applied, like
Yeah,
what can I really do? You know what
yeah.
I mean?
That's part of
Because
mine too. Is like you just kind of want
right,
to. I just want to do it just to show y'all right quick. You know what I
right.
mean?
That's what I'm
That's it.
saying.
I'm gonna get like because I bought a camera and everything. It's like this little mini cam, and you can. It's almost like a GoPro, and I was gonna
Yeah.
take it with me everywhere,
Oh,
like all of my
that's dope.
walkthroughs, everything. And
That's
it's like
dope.
just taking the time to do it. But
That's content.
I'm gonna do it though. Yeah,
You
for
can do
sure.
that. Yeah.
I'm gonna do
No,
it.
that's totally dope. Like especially when I hear students, like students in the CEO Clean Academy, we have one. He's like totally killing it. He already got 6 figures in 6 months. And I'm
Wow.
like, yo, you like totally blew me out the water. I'm like,
Right.
hold on, hold on, let me show
Listen,
y'all
I'm
real quick.
always I used to be so embarrassed, right? Like you asked me like when did I hit the 7-figure mark like with my clinic business and I was like, well, I used to be so embarrassed to admit that because I'm coaching all of these people and it's like, man,
Yeah,
I tell you, they're just killing it. I mean, I had so many people hit 6 figures in 6 months, and it's like,
I
I didn't
see it.
do that. I did
Yeah,
not do that. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And
But
so,
that's,
but
I mean, but you're the teacher. Like
exactly.
you've been in it. Like you've been in it for a long time. So you
Yeah,
know the process. You know exactly what needs to be done to grow it. And not only were you in it, like you were in it at different levels. Like being a
right.
consultant and being able to see that aspect of business is access to another level of knowledge and experience that people don't have.
Facts.
So I
Yeah,
love it when I can teach something and students like totally kill my numbers and like totally blow me out
exactly.
the
That's how you know you're good at what you're doing.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. And it's a little less stressful than running a cleaning company, but I
it
have the
is
itch. I want to see what I can do now that I have all of this knowledge and information.
for sure.
So, but you should totally like, because that would be like that could be a whole separate series.
Yeah, and honestly, too, the other thing too is because, and I try not to say it too much. I don't want to scare people away, but at the same time, I like to be transparent. And so I'll be honest, I definitely have selling clean business network is definitely on the table. And so I'm just always thinking, I'm okay. Well, what am I going to do after that? And so I'm like, shit,
Yeah,
a cleaning business. Why not? Because also I kind of get tired of being out there so much. Like I've been doing this
mhm,
internet stuff for so long, and it's like I want to make
yeah,
some quiet money a little bit now. Like I want to be off the
yeah,
radar. So that's
yeah.
one of the motivators for it.
Nice. I love that because I mean, you can just pop those things up all over the place, put the
Yeah,
right people in place. Because now you know the system. Now you know the
exactly.
system about putting the people in the place and let them manage and do what they do best.
Yeah,
I
literally.
love
And
it.
you know, I got with the lead generation service and with all of the members of Clean Business Network, I literally can get contracts anywhere and then just find somebody to put in them. It's just more so
Yeah.
taking the time to set up the infrastructure, the paperwork, because I type everything. I do everything. Like to
Mhm.
this day, even though I got systems, but as far as like when it comes to like hatching out new ideas, I sit and I do it all. So it's like taking the
Nice.
time to set those things up.
So have you ever thought about tapping into residential?
Absolutely, positively not. Like, have I thought about it? Yes, but I've done it. I think I did like maybe 4 or 5 houses back in the day, but
Okay.
oh no.
No.
Only and it's nothing wrong with it. I mean, to each their own, but
Yeah.
for me, I guess I was spoiled because I started in commercial anyway. So I
Yeah.
guess that was number one. And then it's like I don't like being looked over. Like sometimes in houses, people will stay there while you clean.
Yeah,
I don't
they
like
will.
that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Yeah,
then
they will.
also is another thing where with guys too, a lot of times it's the
Mhm.
woman that's handling hiring a cleaner for the home, and then she feels uncomfortable if it's a guy in there.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of variables with it. I just don't, and I don't want to scrub no toilets, and I don't want to hire nobody to do something that I don't want to do. And I know I don't want to,
Yeah.
not toilets, I meant bathtubs. I don't want to scrub, I
Yeah.
don't like scrubbing bathtubs. So yeah.
No, I can totally get that because, like you just said, like cleaning. When I started my cleaning company out of such a desperation of space of being like completely depleted financially wise, like
Yeah.
lost all our cars, got evicted. I just had my youngest son, so like when I thought of cleaning business, I didn't even think of commercial. Like I literally only thought of residential. Like that was just the only thing that my mind could come to. And so when I started doing that research, that was just what I was first influenced by. So I don't
Right.
know, like if I could have been, taught other information or influenced by the commercial side if I would have tapped in. Because now I'm like you, I'm like, I don't think I ever want to do commercial. But
Right.
now I love residential. Like, yes, the clients can be crazy. Thank
Yeah.
God I'm not the one cleaning no more. And I teach my students not to ever touch a mop themselves. But I love residential.
Yeah, and
So
I tell you what, when it comes to residential, you guys have way better profit margin. That's for sure. Y'all can
yes.
charge more and get away
And
with
we
it.
get
So
fast money. I was talking about that
there you
last
go.
night. I was like,
Yep.
do the house get paid? Do the house get paid? Not
Yep.
the 30 days, 45. I was like,
Yep. That was the reason
So
I got into residential in the first place. I forgot about that because when you are the franchise, it's not just in that 30, it's really more than 60. So everything you do this month, you
mm,
get in the end of next month. And so I needed money. Like I need something to keep me afloat until that check comes. So that's why I
yeah.
started doing houses. That's another great point.
Yeah, no, definitely. Cause I was, like it was just so bad. I was like, how could I get paid now? And then
Yeah.
once I found out that I could, get paid before I provide the service, like they sending me the money before I even get to their house. I'm like, oh yeah, I get to pay the light bill today.
Right.
I get to buy some groceries today. And like literally, and I know like what you were saying too, but you were saying that, after you grown from it, like
Mhm.
not to live off of that money. Cause that
Right.
was a big transition to me too, because of where I came from. Like that was my check. Like that was what
Yeah.
I was going to work from. So
Yeah.
trying to transition from CEO and living off of everything that came in immediately when it came in to like transitioning to like, okay, we got some accounts and we're going to put 20% in the taxes and 10% in market, like, and not touch it and do the owner's draw later. I was like, that was very challenging, like to be able to
Extremely hard. Extremely
so
hard.
hard.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you said that because I thought I was tripping. So like it was so
No.
so hard for me to like have to not touch that. I was like, wait,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Especially when you're used to it, to be like,
Right.
oh, get the check and get the money and just do the things that you need to be, to do with it. I was like, oh shoot, okay, all right, CEO, let me be the CEO of my things, right? Because I definitely don't want to get audited and be like,
Right.
why you mixing and mingling funds? So
Exactly. I could do a whole video just talk about that alone. I'm telling you.
look, people, it's real though, but
Yeah.
and it needs to be taught. I
Yeah.
love that about your videos because you teach so much information. Like legitimately, like if somebody just wanted to just watch all your YouTube videos, they could
Yeah.
like just take the game and just start a massive business.
Yeah.
And I think that's so good because a lot of people unfortunately gatekeep information. I mean, like share the game. Like if you've been through it, experienced it, you have so much success. There's so much room on the top for every single person. We're here in Dallas. They're popping up new commercial buildings and houses like Candyland over here. So there's no wherever there's dirt, we're gonna pop a house there. Okay.
Exactly.
And, there's just so much growth. So I really love that about your company. So with your company, like how many students do you currently have in CBN?
I have no idea. If I had to guess, maybe 800.
Wow, that's awesome.
Maybe. I have no idea though. So now be clear though. Let's be clear. Because I know some people will get to make the math, do the math, and then do 800 times,
They
99 a
do.
month times. Right. No. So a lot of those people got in before we had subscription-based
Mhm,
model. So a lot of them were
mhm.
grandfathered in. So be clear. But
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's at least 800 members in there though. It might be more than that. I don't
Nice,
know. Yeah.
nice. So what are some of the success that your students are seeing? I get a lot of people. I did a live train last night. We had about 3 people ask me for commercial. I'm like, look, you guys, I don't do commercial. I can point you
Right.
to those who do, but your girl, like I had a couple of accidental commercial accounts during the pandemic
Yeah.
just from stressed out business owners that were trying to stay open and people was
Right.
getting COVID, so they needed. And I had no idea. I literally told my cleaners to go buy up all of the Lysol. And like
Mhm.
I literally just had my cleaner just spray Lysol and they swept them out. Like I have no idea how to clean a commercial
Right.
property. But we had about 5 accounts. And we every time that somebody get COVID, we'd have to go and clean and spray everything down. And so yeah, so that's my extent of commercial cleaning.
Okay.
So like what are some of the success that your students are getting from your program?
Yeah, so I would have to pull it up, but I tell you what, I have a playlist. If you go to the AJ Simmons YouTube channel, on the homepage, I think it might be the third one down. It's a whole playlist of starter kit success stories, and it's like, I
Okay.
mean, it's got to be at least 100 of those interviews, and I just simply interview people one by one because we post like every day. Everybody's active every
Mhm.
day in like the private Facebook group that comes with it, and so all the time I just see people, oh, want another contract, 2,000 a month, or I want a contract 500 a
Yeah.
month, or I want a contract, whatever, right? Or one guy, he said he got all of the, I forget what stores, but 2 major chains in all of Connecticut, and all of
Wow.
them are his. Like, so, and it'll be stuff like that. So when I see those type of posts, I just reach out to them. Hey, you want to come on do an interview with me? So I got hundreds of them. I'm trying to think of some I can quote. I want to shout out. I think Capone. Matter of fact, I'll just see if I can pull it up real quick. But if you go there, you'll see them like back to back to back to back. They just listed. I'm trying to see if I can find some
Yeah, I
now.
haven't seen the playlist, but I've definitely seen them pop up in my YouTube suggestion feed.
There you go. There you go.
Yep.
So all right, I found some here. Here we go. So we got Mark Aquarius. He did 8,500 per month, and I think I can't even remember how fast he got to that point. I want to say it was out there a year. So shout out to him. That's 6 figures, obviously.
Yeah.
We got Trevano. He didn't want to say his exact number, but he did 6 figures in 6 months because he said in his area where he's from, they don't play like that. So he want to put the exact number, but he has definitely doing
Uh,
6 figures.
that's funny.
And I
Like, nah,
understood.
you know me.
Right. Who was this guy here? Jonathan Garcia. He hit 200,000 and he's only 23 years old. I didn't see. I don't think we put a timeline on his, but it'll say it in the interview because I typically ask like how long ago you've got into business. So long story short, we got tons of them. I can go on and on down that list, but I won't bore
Yeah.
you doing it. But definitely go look it up. I mean, we got The biggest advantage that I have, and I didn't realize it until other people told me, other coaches
Mhm.
and other like industry leaders, like multi-million-dollar cleaning business owners that I'm networking with now. They told me the biggest thing that separated me is that lead generation service that I have. Because it's like we pretty much can get somebody commercial cleaning accounts. It's like obviously I can't guarantee you the contract because I'm
Yeah.
not doing the walkthrough for you, right?
Yeah.
But I can guarantee you to get an opportunity to get a deal though. And so that
Yeah.
right there is what really separates us. You know what I mean? It's like it's about as close as you can get to it's like a business in the box. That's the best way
Yeah.
everybody says it, right? It's
Yep.
a business in the box.
Yep.
So yeah.
I love it. I love it. So, what would be like if you had to talk to somebody that's on the fence, that's thinking about starting a cleaning business, but they're not really sure if they have what it takes or the knowledge and information? Like, what would you say to them? What would be that advice?
For sure, I would say number one, keep watching Jazmine's videos. Subscribe to her here if you're not already. Make sure you find her on Instagram, wherever she is, go follow. Second, once you do that, do the same thing for me. All right. So go
Yeah.
look up AJ Simmons,
Yes.
look up Clean Business Network, and do all of that. And just off our free game alone, you probably be all right if you'll go get her like that. Now, if
Mhm.
you got the time to waste and you ain't got the money to spend. Now, if you in a reverse situation where you like, well, I got some money, I ain't got a lot of time to play. I'm trying to get to it, invest in one of our programs, if not both of our programs. If you, I think, because you do residential, right, Jazmine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if you want to go the residential route, route with Jazmine. If you want to do the commercial route, that's more on my speed. So, but either
Yeah.
way, just take some action. That's all I can tell you. Take action. Please take action because I had so many people that come to me like a year after watching me. Some people multiple
Mhm.
years after watching me and say, AJ, I can't believe I waited this long. I should have been did it. Or, they just, man,
Yeah.
literally, one of the guys I just named, Trevano, he said, I needed you to be a scam. I did not want to believe you. I only bought your program because I wanted to prove that you were a scam. But it turned out, man, you were everything that you know what I mean, you present yourself to be.
Yeah.
So my real advice to you is just take action. You ain't gotta get our program. I ain't gonna get on here and act like
Yeah.
the only way to heaven is to come through me, AJ Christ, right? I'm not gonna say
Yeah.
that. Or Jazmine, what I'm gonna say is that in this particular case, there's multiple ways to get it. Just figure out how you're gonna get it and take action. You ain't even gotta be no cleaning business, but whatever it is, please just do something. Because if you don't do nothing, then you're gonna keep getting what you always got. So that's my
Yeah.
advice.
Yeah, I love that. That's the one thing that I could say that like I'm just a doer. Like
Yeah.
I'm not really a planner of a person. Like if I have an idea, I'm gonna do
Yep.
it. And yes, I wish there was some moments where I could be a planner, but I'm just grateful that I just do it. I don't
Right.
second guess it. I don't overthink it. I don't fall into the analysis paralysis. If I have an idea, I'm gonna do it and I'll fix
Yep.
it as I go. And a lot of times, a lot of people allow fear of the
Mhm.
unknown or fear of success or whatever it's fear. But
Yeah.
like, just take action. Like, don't wait. Time goes by so fast. We're already almost at the end of January of
Right.
2024. You know what I mean? Like, 2023 was a blink of an eye.
Yeah.
2024, I'm sure, is going to be the same exact thing. So, you guys just take action, right? Take action. There's so much information if you wanted to tap into commercial. Like I'm not even into commercial, but I watch his videos. Okay. Just because
Right.
the level and the amount of information he shares is priceless, right? I can always find nuggets that I can use to apply to what I'm doing, right?
Right.
So just take action. I think that's just the best way for us to end out this interview. So that way for you guys that are watching it, like stop the video right now and go do the things, right? Like don't hesitate. If you're going to get the program. But if you're a go-getter, because we have several students, we're like, they just watch all the YouTube videos, maybe, sign up for a challenge and then they launch. I'm like, yo, that's so dope, right? They
Yeah.
may come back for more information later, but like they did the things, right?
Yeah.
I'm so driven by results. And the more results that I see, the more driven I am. And it can be kind of obsessive for me. But that's kind of how you have to be. When you're an entrepreneur, like you have to be obsessive over that thing. And if you
Yeah.
need a result, right, to drive you, then do the thing so you can get the results. Because some people be like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm not getting anything. Well, what are you doing? Are you doing enough? How many calls did you make? You
Right.
made one call and that one cleaner is not interested? What are you doing? I'm so confused.
Right.
But yeah, just do the things, you guys. So, you guys, in the comments down below, I'm going to have all the ways that you can be able to reach out to AJ. His upcoming conference is going to be at the end of February going into March. It's going to be in Vegas. so y'all can party and get educated at the same time.
Right.
Right? Learn some business, have some fun, business and pleasure at the same time. And I'll make sure you guys put all the links so you guys can tap in. And I'm having a virtual conference coming up in July. Maybe I
Okay.
can get to come tap in with us.
I would love to, especially virtual. I'm an introvert too, so anything virtual, you really got me
Okay.
then. Right.
Awesome. Me too. I'm like, people like, have a physical conference. Like, no, we can do it on
Right.
virtual. Awesome, you guys. Well, thank you guys so much. Until next time, I'll see y'all later.
What's up, y'all? I'm AJ Simmons, founder of the Clean Biz Network. And the reason why I started the 1010 program is because I get it. Starting a business can be scary, it can be risky, and you don't know what to do. You know what I mean? So with the 1010 program, I decided, you know what? Let's guarantee you success. Let's put you together with a one-on-one mentor. Let's give you unlimited leads, and let's guarantee you that you can get to at least 10 grand a month in contracts. So whether you're already in business or whether you haven't even got started yet, the 1010 program can work for you and assure you that you will grow at least by $10,000 per month in recurring commercial cleaning contracts. So if this sounds like something that you want to do, click that button below and go ahead and book a call with me. And listen, this is not like a franchise opportunity. These will be your accounts that you actually own, not some franchise middlemaning you. This is actually a guarantee. These will be your actual contracts. This will be your actual business, okay? So click the button below and schedule your call, and let's see if we're a right fit for each other.